I want you to close your eyes for a second. Imagine you're standing in a commercial kitchen. It's like 7:30 p.m. on a Friday.
Oh, I can already feel the heat.
Right. The air is hot, it smells like garlic and stress, and there's this one sound that haunts your nightmares. The ticket printer. That sound.
Yeah.
It triggers a very specific fight or flight response in anyone who's ever worked in hospitality. It's pure anxiety.
It is. The board is full, the printer's screaming, a server just dropped the whole tray of martinis, and you, the owner, are jumping on the line to salvage the night.
Pure chaos. Unfiltered chaos.
And right at that moment, your phone buzzes.
And you know it's not a good thing. It's never a customer calling to say how great the food is at that moment.
Never. It's a notification. You haven't posted on Instagram in 2 weeks.
And that's the breaking point. That's where you realize the math just doesn't add up.
That is the reality we're diving into today. We're unpacking a survival guide called 7 Restaurant Marketing Tools to Max Capacity Every Night from Omada.
And this is not your typical list of apps. Not at all. I mean, usually you see a title like that and you expect, a list of photo editors or something.
This is different. If you really read it, it's not a tech manual. It's more of a philosophical argument about how to run a business without completely losing your mind.
Because the whole mission here is to solve what the source calls the restaurateur's dilemma. How do you run a physical, high-stress business, which a kitchen is, while also being like a full-time digital marketing executive? The source says you can't. Not manually.
It's physically impossible. You burn out. And the core insight here, the big secret that this whole thing is built on, is that most owners fail at marketing because they're swinging for home runs.
They want that one viral moment, the one TikTok.
Exactly. The one influencer visit that changes everything overnight.
Which the source calls a trap. The viral lottery.
It's a massive trap because the secret isn't virality, it's consistency. It's the compounding wins from just showing up every single day.
But, and this is the big but, you can't show up every day if you're the one scrubbing the fryer and writing the clever captions.
And figuring out the hashtags? It's just too much.
So let's get into the philosophy here before the tools. The article sets up this framework. I think it applies to anyone who's overworked, not just chefs. The 80-20 rule of automation.
Right. And usually when creative people hear automation, they kind of recoil.
Yeah, they think robots.
They think it kills the vibe, especially in hospitality, which is so human. It's about warmth, connection. But the source argues you have to split the work in two. There's the 80%.
The grind. The stuff that keeps the lights on but doesn't really require a soul.
Exactly. Scheduling posts, basic design for a flyer, answering the same questions over and over. What are your hours? Do you have gluten-free options?
All that stuff.
That 80% should be completely automated. It should just happen without you.
And the argument is, if you automate the boring stuff,
you protect the 20%. And the 20% is the magic. That's the human touch.
That's the owner walking the floor, shaking hands.
Yes. Or capturing that spontaneous video of steam rising off a pasta dish. It's the creative spark. If you're drowning in the 80%, you have zero energy left for the 20%, and that's how local spots lose.
That's interesting because you'd think the local places have the advantage in heart.
They have the heart, but they don't have the bandwidth. Big chains have entire corporate departments for the grind. The local owner has themselves. So the goal of this tool stack is to build a digital team that runs the 80% for you.
So you can actually be the charming host that makes people want to come back.
Precisely.
Okay, so let's talk about the foundation of that team. The source leads with a tool that claims to handle the biggest chunk of that 80%. It's called Omada.
Right, and they frame it very differently. Most software sells you a utility. Here's a hammer, go hit something. Omada sells itself as a comprehensive team.
I noticed that. They don't list features, they list employees. It says you get a social media manager, or a video producer, a copywriter. It feels like they're replacing an agency.
It's a psychological shift. They're telling the owner, stop trying to hire 3 freelancers you can't afford. This AI is your team. And it solves that consistency problem we started with.
Because an AI doesn't get sick.
It doesn't get tired. It doesn't forget to post because the dishwasher broke and flooded the kitchen. It just works.
It keeps the digital lights on. But there was one specific employee in that Omada stack that really caught my eye. The customer chat representative.
This is maybe the highest ROI feature in the whole thing.
Because it's bilingual, right? English and Spanish.
Which is huge. You never want language to be a barrier to a sale. But it's not just the language, it's the timing. It solves the 3 a.m. DM problem.
Okay, describe that scenario for us.
So a potential customer is scrolling Instagram at midnight, maybe 2 a.m. They see a picture of your burger. They impulsively message you, hey, can you fit 12 of us for lunch tomorrow?
And normally, that message just sits there until the manager wakes up at 9 a.m.
Right. By which time, that group has already booked a table somewhere else. Speed is everything. Omada's chat agent captures that lead instantly.
In their native language.
Answers the question, secures the booking. It turns a passive scroll into revenue while the owner is asleep.
That is the definition of the 80%. You shouldn't have to be awake to take a reservation.
Exactly. And the source breaks down the cost in a really compelling way. It's less than $9 a day.
Which is what, the price of a sandwich?
It's the price of a lunch special. So the question becomes, is the stress, the guilt, the lost reservations, is all that worth saving the cost of one sandwich a day?
When you put it that way, it's a no-brainer.
It's about removing friction. But here's the pivot. If Omada handles the boring stuff, what do you do with the time you just bought back?
You don't just sit in the office playing solitaire.
No, you get back to the 20%, the creative part. And that's where the DIY visual toolkit comes in. The source recommends 2 tools here. First one is Canva.
Okay, everyone knows Canva. It's not exactly a secret.
True, but the context here is key. The source says, while your digital feed is automated, your physical presence needs to be agile.
So things like table talkers, flyers for the window, menu updates. Why is agility so important there?
Okay, think about it. A supplier drops off a crate of amazing seasonal mushrooms by mistake. You want to run a special tonight.
Right. In the old days, you'd type it up in Word, print it, and take it to the door. Looks awful.
Looks cheap. Or you call a designer, pay a rush fee, and wait 3 days. By then, the mushrooms are bad. Canva is the bridge. It lets a non-designer make a professional mushroom special sign in 5 minutes.
It makes the restaurant feel polished, even when it's improvising.
Exactly. It's speed to market inside the 4 walls.
But for the digital side, for that human touch on social, the source points to something else. A tool called Edits by Instagram.
This is a crucial distinction. Omada generates content, but you still need that authentic peek behind the curtain.
And Edits is a free mobile app. But the source pointed to one feature that stood out. Not the green screens, but the trending audio integration. Why is that so important for a restaurant?
Discoverability. It's all about how the algorithms work. They push content that uses trending sounds. So a video of your chef plating a dish is nice. That same video with a viral audio track, its reach could multiply by 100 times.
So it's a hack. It's a way to get in front of people who don't already follow you.
That's it. And the vibe the article encourages is really important. It's not about polished TV commercial footage.
It's about lo-fi, authenticity, vertical video, shot on a phone, maybe a bit shaky.
Yes. Show the steam. Show the staff laughing during prep. That raw look builds trust. It feels like a recommendation from a friend, not an ad.
So Omada is the consistent heartbeat, and Edits is the spark of personality.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so our content machine is running. But content doesn't automatically equal customers. We need to get people through the door. The next section covers targeted campaigns. And honestly, the first tool here, it threw me for a loop.
You're talking about Vistaprint.
Yes, we're talking about AI and algorithms, and suddenly the source says, go print some postcards. It feels so old school. Are we going backwards?
It seems like it, but it's actually a contrarian bet on attention. Think about it. How many digital ads do you scroll past in an hour?
Hundreds. I mean, my brain just filters them out now. It's all just noise.
We have banner blindness. But when was the last time you got a high-quality physical piece of mail that wasn't a bill?
It's rare. Very rare.
So when you hold something physical, a nicely textured card with a great photos or burger on it, it cuts through the noise. It uses the sense of touch.
The source called it share a fridge, which I love as a metric.
Right. You don't print an Instagram post and stick it on your refrigerator, but a postcard for a free appetizer, that might stay on a family's fridge for weeks.
That's huge brand recall. Every time they go for milk, they see your logo.
So you zig when everyone else zags. But, and this is key, it's not about abandoning digital. It's about pairing the physical with the hyper-digital. Which brings us to the control room, Meta Business Suite.
The dashboard for Facebook and Instagram ads. But most people just hit that boost post button and hope for the best.
Which is pretty much a waste of money. The specific tactic here is geofencing.
Explain that for us. How does that work?
Okay, so organic reach is dying. You have to pay to play. But A restaurant is a local business. If I show an ad for the best pizza in New York to someone in Chicago,
It's worthless. They aren't flying in for a slice.
it's actually negative value because you paid for that impression. Geofencing lets you draw a virtual fence around your restaurant, say a 5-mile radius.
The people who can actually act on it, the short drive crowd.
Exactly. You take that raw video you made with edits, you put $50 behind it, and you tell Meta, only show this to people inside this fence who also like Italian food.
So you're hitting them from both sides. They get the postcard in the mail. Then 2 hours later, they see the ad on their phone while they're sitting on their couch.
That is how you build local dominance. You surround the customer.
Okay, so they're in the door. They love the food. Now, the hardest part, retention, getting them to come back. This is where the niche tools come in, starting with a platform called Telerevet.
And it solves a huge problem, which is that nobody wants to download your restaurant's app.
Oh my gosh, yes. If I have to download an app and create a password for a free appetizer, I'm just not doing it. Too much friction.
The friction is way too high. Telerevet uses SMS texting, the most native thing on our phones.
So walk me through it. How does it work?
You finish your meal, get the check. At the bottom of the receipt, there's a unique code. Text this code to 555123 for $5 off your next visit.
Simple. Everyone knows how to do that.
You text the code, boom, you instantly get a digital voucher. But for the owner, something way more valuable just happened.
You got their phone number.
You just turned an anonymous diner into a known contact. No forms, no pens, no account registration.
And now, 3 weeks later, on a slow Tuesday,
You blast a text. Half-price appetizers tonight only. Show this text.
Yeah.
It's a demand generation faucet you can turn on whenever you need it.
That is powerful. You're owning your audience instead of just renting it from Instagram.
Exactly. And it's all automated. The owner isn't sitting there texting people back.
Now, there's one last tool here that seemed a bit out of left field for a restaurant, LinkedIn.
Ah, yes. The Suits platform.
Right. I mean, I don't go to LinkedIn to find a brunch spot. Why does the source say a restaurateur needs to be there?
Because while the restaurant lives on Instagram, the owner lives in the business world. And the highest margin revenue isn't the couple on a Friday night.
It's the corporate holiday party, the catering contract for the law firm down the street.
The B2B side of food.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. The office manager booking a $5,000 catering order is looking for you on LinkedIn. They want to see a professional operation.
But again, who has time to write thought leadership posts about synergy when the kitchen is on fire?
Which is where the tool comes in, your intern. It's an AI for personal branding on LinkedIn.
How's it work?
It drafts posts for you based on trends in hospitality or small business. It sends them to you. You give it a one-click review, and it posts.
Set it and forget it.
It keeps a professional pulse alive. So when that law firm looks you up, they see an active, engaged business leader. It builds credibility without you needing to be a writer.
It really is a whole ecosystem. Omada as the engine, Canva and edits for the creative, Vistaprint and Meta for traffic.
And Telerevet and your intern for growth. But I think if we zoom out, the biggest takeaway isn't about any one tool.
What is it then?
The source is very clear. The real value of this stack isn't just more leads or more likes. The currency here is time.
You mentioned getting 10+ hours a week back.
10 hours a week to a restaurant owner. That's not just time to do more work. That's time to see your kids, time to sleep, time to actually sit down and eat a meal yourself.
It's the difference between owning a business and the business owning you.
That's it. The restaurateur's dilemma we started with comes from trying to be a superhero. This stack lets you hang up the cape. It shifts the mindset from marketing is a chore to marketing is a system that supports my life.
I love that line in the text about removing the guilt. That feeling of, oh man, I haven't posted in 3 weeks, the algorithm hates me.
It's exhausting. And when you're mentally exhausted, the food suffers, the service suffers. Automation in this context isn't about being lazy. It's about sustainability. It's about protecting the main asset, which is you.
So if you're listening to this and feeling that burnout, whether you run a taco stand or a fine dining spot, this is kind of a wake-up call.
The tools are there. They're accessible. This isn't $10,000 a month enterprise software. It's the price of a lunch special.
It's amazing how democratized this tech has become.
It is. But you have to be willing to do the hardest thing of all. Let go. You have to trust the system. You have to accept that the AI might write a caption a little differently than you would. And that's okay. You have to trust the 80-20 split.
Which is hard for a perfectionist chef. It's like letting someone else season the soup.
It's the hardest ingredient to leave out. But it's necessary if you actually want to grow.
Well, This has been a massive eye-opener, a lot to digest here.
A full menu, you could say.
I see what you did there. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listener with one last thought. This isn't just about restaurants.
I agree. This framework is universal.
So ask yourself this. In your own work, are you guilty of hoarding the 80%? Are you grinding away at tasks a system could handle just because you feel like you should be the one doing them?
And more importantly, what is that costing you? What is the 20%, the unique creative work that only you can do, that's dying because you're too busy scheduling posts?
That's the question. If you got 10 hours of your week back tomorrow, what would you actually do with it?
I know what I'd do.
Me too. I'd probably go find a restaurant where the owner isn't stressed out and order a really good meal.
Sounds like a perfect plan.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.